Hello, everyone, and welcome wherever you are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or anywhere else. My name is Laleh Hancock, and I'm one of the Bars in Business liaisons. And today I have a special friend from the UK, Ellen Pillow. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you, Laleh. Thank you so much.
Well, today we had a little bit of let's seduce and invite some dance moves. Let's invite the access bars and let's invite the schools in our conversation. And if you guys are watching on a platform where you're like, what is an access bars? Give you a quickie. You can go to accessconsciousness.com/bars. You can go to LinkedIn, Bars in Business, or even YouTube. But what you'll find is the access bars is a technique that was created more than 30 years ago. And it's currently in like 183 countries. And it's simple. You lie down on a chair, on a couch, in the ocean, on a park, wherever you like, and someone gently touches your head. 32 points. And each has different ways that it invites a different consideration. So, for example, we have our healing band, which is here, that temple that your mom always told you to rub when you have a headache, or joy, sadness, creativity. And what it does is, as someone gently touches those areas, all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, the considerations, like all these things that you don't even know are hidden perspectives that you're functioning from, start to unlock, start to dissipate and release, so that you can actually start to create your life the way you desire to create it. And one of the things that I love is Bars in Business has also bringing the bars to schools. So, Ellen, will you just let us know a little bit about you and what got you started with dance and schools and bars?
Yeah, thank you so much, Laleh. So I trained as a dancer. It's something I've always done. And I got into schools very quickly, and I started teaching. I also I have my own ballet school in London. And I also, as well, I worked part-time in a beautiful girls' school in London. So it's quite a small school, but I was there for like 10 years, and I was head of dance and gymnastics when I was there. And I worked part-time there, and I ran this ballet school along the side. Had the best time. Had 2 babies. Learned bars after the second baby, and then went back to the school and was like, such a different I was in such a different place after having my bars run post baby, and it just totally changed my life, discovering the bars. And it was quite a slow process, but I gradually was able to offer the bars at the school, which was awesome. And it really started from me I was just so excited. I just couldn't, I've learned this new thing, and, I was quite different. People really noticed something was different. So yeah, the first step I made was to offer. I worked in like the P department. I had amazing colleagues there that I was very close to. With the permission of the head, I was able to offer bar sessions to my colleagues, and then we offered it to all staff. I remember the first I offered. I tried to describe bars to the headmistress. And I wrote an email, and she would see me, and we had a meeting about it. And I said, "Oh, would you like to try it?" And I gave her I did like a 50-minute session, and she had this big smile, and she stood up and she said, "Oh, I think I'm walking on the clouds." She just was like, "Oh, okay, this is cool." It was really lovely that she she was up for trying it, because it's one of those things that I find it easier just to offer it than talk about it sometimes.
Yeah. It's really interesting because we all have different experiences, and, you know, no two people feel it the same, And for me, the first time it was like the first points, the back of the head and the third eye. Like, I'm like, what is this? I have to tell the whole world about it. Because just that moment, it just felt so good. But it also was, it's more of you accessing who you are,
Yeah.
you know? And so it empowers people just by like unwrapping who they really, I don't know what's the best way to describe it, but it's like each person describes it different. Some people immediately fall asleep. They don't have a lot of words, but then they start to see a lot of changes. So I'd like to actually backtrack a little bit, because when you had your second child is when you found the bars. Like, I have twins and they were colicky little babies and they screamed all the time. And I wish back then somebody would have told me this thing existed so I could have slept more and been a happier early mom. But like, what was your experience? Like, what did you find to be different from, parenting your first child and then, having the bars and then having a new baby?
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was so funny. I basically had this Reiki, a friend that did Reiki, and I called her up after the second birth, and it didn't go the way that I had thought it should go. And she said, "Oh, I don't do as much Reiki anymore. I do this wonderful thing called bars." And we moved out of London by that time, so she drove down and taught me in a day, which was awesome. And it was just, I just remember just giggling. I used to be a real giggler when I was little, and all these giggles came back, and just, yeah, just so much happier. And I think I did pretty much most of the bars class with this little baby attached to me in a little sling, and any kind of post-birth trauma stuff for me completely just went, and I was just felt so much more me, and was able to bring that into being a mom, being a partner. It's been amazing. Much easier having the bars as a tool, a daily tool, or I think I get my bars done maybe twice a week if I can. And I'm just, it's just much more able to be the mum that I'm really asking to be. So
Yeah. And when you went to school and you were like, I have to bring the bars here, what did you start to notice as your colleagues allowed it, as the headmistress, she allowed it? Like, what did you start to notice to be different at school?
wow. Yeah. Wow, that's such a good question. Yeah. I mean, there was so much going on at that time. Things were changing within the school. Lots was going on, but it was really like being able to offer the bars to my colleagues. Do you have 10 minutes at the end of the day? They've had a stressful day, and it was just like, just the staff was so much happier, and they gave me some wonderful testimonials. It was just really awesome. And it was quite surprising. We had the head of science, was like, yes, I want to try it, and absolutely loved it. People that you for whatever reason, I was like, oh, they might not be into bars, and then they're just like loving it. I was in my break times, any spare time I had, I'd know which rooms we could use, and I had my little fold-up chair, and would make it so it was very relaxing, and we could do like 50-minute bars, and it really made a difference for the staff. And
Yeah. Did you
definitely,
guys ever get to introduce it to the parents or the kids at school?
yeah. So then the next step after that, I did like we I be, I was able to offer it as part of the pastoral care in the school. So we would do these things. We'd do well-being coffee mornings, and myself and some other practitioners, therapists, and there was also a life coach at the school and head of pastoral care, and they all loved the bars. So I was able to do I had a little PowerPoint presentation, and I had these wonderful parents that would come, and the other staff would be live testimonials saying how they loved it. And from that, I was able to offer it to both parents and to the pupils. So the pupils were booking a bit like a piano lesson. They were booking depending their age, because the school was from 4 till 18. So the youngest ones would book 10 minutes slots, and the older ones would book like 20-minute slots. And it would be during their break times. Some of them it could happen during lesson times. And so I had this kind of rota of children signed up for sessions, which was awesome. And then there was also a lovely class where the kids were about 5 years old, and I'd come in there once a week and we'd do relaxation time. So I'd get them, would pair up, and they would do a few of the bars points, and they loved it. We had yoga mats on the floor. Yeah, they loved it. And they'd see me in the day and they go, Miss Pillow, are you coming to do the bars? And they'd just really be excited for it. Yeah.
Wow. Now, did you guys like get any feedback from parents to what changed at home? Because we've done bars in school, and it's not all just what happens that changes at school. It's also that the kids change, the parents change, the teachers change, the school changes, and you start to see such a different environment for kindness, for creativity, for productivity.
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of kids were very stressed with they were doing exams and things, and the parents would say how it had helped it had helped sleeping, it had helped general happiness. So there was a lot of feedback from the parents and the kids as well. Yeah, and especially over the holiday period, they would come back and be like, I was so desperate for a session in the holidays. So yeah, it was quite cool. And I also did it. You can do it. Some facilitators do like a little intro bars class, so I was able to do that for the older pupils. So I could teach them a few points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that your school was from the age of 4 to 18, because that's a pretty cool range of age. And to see, that the 18, 16, 15, being able to have something to help them with that stress. My kids would book me in the university the day before their exams. They would say, Mom, you cannot travel. Please come run our bars. And I would have a whole group of kids, and I would bring a friend, and we would run bars. It would be like 15, 20-minute sessions. But like, I remember one girl, she was like, oh my gosh, she got off of a 20-minute session. She's like, I finally get it. The whole semester, the teacher's been teaching us this one concept. I could not get it at all. It made no sense to me the whole semester. She's like, I just got it. And then the next day, she got all A's. All of them. They would always get A's on their exams. And it wasn't so much the bars gave them A's, it's that they got to relax, and they got, like, so often before an exam, we get all those jitters, and like, we're so like, quote, scared or whatever. But how many people are you aware of? How many people are going to take an exam that day? And it becomes so much harder when you got everybody's anxiousness going on. But when you get your bars run and you actually relax and you're being more of you, that relaxation of you becomes that contagious thing that rubs off on everyone else instead of the anxiety. So I love that.
So true. So cool.
Well, like we're in different groups right now. And so we have lots of people who know about the bar. Some people may be getting sessions. Some people have learned it and they're teaching it to others. Some are like, I don't know what this is. I can't wait to find out. Well, guess what, you guys? You can go to accessconsciousness.com/bars. And there is a link you can click on to find a practitioner or a facilitator near you, wherever you are. Like I'm in Australia at the moment, Ellen is in the UK, but we have people all around the globe. And if you would like them to come to your school, or if you'd like them to come to your business, like the beauty of bars and business is that it goes everywhere. Like I've taken it into military, into the Census Bureau in America, lots of places that you wouldn't really expect. But everyone, hospitals, they have these moments of wellness, well-being, relaxation. We did a lot of stuff for Nurse Appreciation Week as well. So Teacher Appreciation Week, Kids Appreciation, like everything. There's so many different possibilities. You just got to ask, what brings you that joy? Because Ellen, it was you with that excitement you had with the bars that brought that enthusiasm into your colleagues and others for desiring to know more.
Yeah, so true. So true. It's awesome.
So do you have any final words, any words you'd like to share with others, or like anyone who might be interested in getting into a school but just maybe didn't know how to open the door?
Yeah, totally. I think just showing up as you and making the phone calls and following the energy, like yeah, I definitely just keep trying and keep asking. Yeah, definitely.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, Ellen, thank you so much for you. Thank you for this. And one of the things that we tend to always not recognize is that moment, like you getting your bars run as a mom, changes your whole family dynamic. It changes it for you, your kids, your spouse, your neighbors, your house, and it's this fantastic relaxation that's contagious, that kind of spreads through people. And the same thing when you're doing in a business, in a school, in the military, hospital, wherever you're going, you're actually allowing that to be the dominant energy that sprinkles out. So I wonder how many people we can invite to know the bars exist and what might be available for them. And they can always go book a session, try it out, or they can just jump right into a one-day practitioner class and get to learn it, because you could do it for you and your family. And if you like, turn it into a business as well.
So cool. I can't believe you learn it in a day. It still blows my mind.
Oh my goodness. And I tell people, my youngest participant was 2 years old, and the oldest so far was 90. And everything in between, because I've, taken the bars globally. And so I always say it's the one thing. It doesn't matter what your education level is. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. Like one participant I had no actual movement of their arms. They were in a wheelchair, and it was amazing. They give a beautiful session, because even though their physical limbs weren't, their energetic limbs were. And so one of the things is, like, it doesn't matter where you are in your life or anything else. Like, each of us has the ability to create true magic with bars. So what can we create today? Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. And if you guys haven't joined in, we have 2 Telegram groups called The Loop, and they are for people who are interested and curious about the bars in business. And we have one for bars in schools. and we share different stories and different things that are going on. So that link will be in the Facebook Access Bars 365 if you guys would like to jump in and find out more. So thank you, Ellen, and thank you for all those teachers and all your head, mistress and everything else, like everyone who was involved in this project. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Laleh, for everything, Evie. So lovely to meet you.
Yes, pleasure. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.